Hello, good evening, my brothers. We are honored to be at the show, the biggest show right now on social media, The Real Word. This is your boy, Pastor Santa Camo, and with my co-host, my brother. This is your co-host, Ricard G. Noel. We thank you for coming here today and watching our show. Sorry we're a little bit late today. We thank everybody that's been supporting our show and just been watching and helping us through everything and everything. We thank all the people that's been supporting us throughout our long journey. This is episode 13 of the second season. So shout out to everybody that's been watching. Shout out to everybody that's been contributing. Shout out to our guest last week because we hit you with a double header in the head last week. We did back-to-back episodes. Shout out to Jonathan Kwaku that came. Shout out to Kamel Hall, pardon me. Shout out to Mildred that came through. Shout out to my co-host Sanders for always being here with us. Shout out to all the viewers. We checked off one thing off our list so far. We got over 100 subscribers on YouTube, and we have the custom URL. The next step is to get the 501c, get a couple sponsors, promote the show a little bit more, increase viewership, meet with other community leaders, and just unite all the people that's doing something in the community. But enough about us. Today we got a very special guest. Introduce yourself, sir.
How you guys doing? Thank you for Richard. Thank you for Senator to invite me to the brand new show. So my name is Jared Castor. It's the first time I present myself.
Wow.
Yeah, we're interested to just talk to you guys about very interested to you guys right now.
Okay, so basically, tell us about who you are as a person. If somebody would talk about who you are as a person, what would they say about you?
Oh, that's a very good question. Technically, I would say I'm a humble person.
It's a fact.
I'm really very connected to Christ. And I'm a person I'm very comfortable with my Bible.
Okay.
And when it comes to Bible scripture, to be contain yourself, to have a more connection with Christ, it's whatever you put yourself, the ability of to expire what Christ has done for you in life. And I'm a person, I'm very generous to what I'm capable to do, work hard, and very compassionate of what I do in my life for my future, and capable to just always consistent to have a better arrangement to whatever God's gonna give to me in the future.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So I'm assuming you have a profession, right? So
yeah, I'm a professional and I do business as well.
okay. So what kind of business do you do?
I do like a life insurance business.
Okay. And that consists of what? What is life insurance?
It's like I'm capable to help some life family business. Let's say like example like there's a family have struggled, have some money to cover to help their own children.
Okay.
If they die, that money gonna cover to the sides. Could we help them to you're gonna help the company.
Okay.
Give the money to the children.
Okay.
And whatever happened to the family, that kind of money could cover for them for house bill and school bill, whatever it could help them out.
Okay.
To be consistent to them.
That's what's up. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So basically, what is it that you had in mind that you wanted to share? What you wanted to share? Let the people know.
What I have in mind right now, I would like to everybody to just get attention to this. It's about some consequence of sin. That's something's going on in the world right now.
Okay.
And
so, do you think sin is a big problem nowadays?
Honestly, it's getting worse.
Explain to people what exactly sin is.
Okay, consequence sin. My theory, what I would think it is many of them believe that God is loving, but He is overlook our little faults and empty credit to a little lie, cheating of the tax return, taking the pen, or not no one is looking or secretly view or pornographic. This controversy not worthy of death. So to me, sin is a wage of connection of death. If I put myself to a position that I want to follow Christ, if I told myself that if I'm going to consist in myself to give my heart to Christ, there's certain thing I have to follow by the Ten Commandments. Right now in this world, the devil makes sure to whatever he's capable to work on now, it just determine mostly the youth and not get along with the parents to make sure the parents now involved to see what's going to happen to the youth in this century right now. Because right now he's focused to attack the youth more often because he want to make sure the youth not seeing Christ exist. I could give example. Let's say movies.
Yeah.
Movies these days, right now you're gonna see homosexual now. You're gonna see a lot of gay people in there, and those are things not connected to Christ. And you're gonna see some movies do Bible movies.
I seen a video.
Like why you said Bible movies?
Yes.
Like
There's a episode they call it by biblical Bible something. I forgot that movie show it is.
Okay.
But if you go to Netflix, you will see that. And most of them, when I watch this movie, like some of them talk about everything what is in the Bible, but it's not showing exactly it's about. And I take my time to just verify about that, and I see that the devil try to twist all kind of information. Just make sure people seeing it, how they're capable to just make them believe. That's how the Bible create, and that's how God done in the Bible. That's who God is. That's who pretended to be, and for them to follow their own way, not to follow God's will commandment.
I saw a video recently online, and this pastor was saying that like sometimes pastors focus on the wrong things. Like they focused about they're too focused about what's going into someone's mouth versus to what's coming out of someone's mouth, as in regards to gay men.
Gay men?
Like they're too focused on what's going in their mouth, pause, to what's coming out of their mouth, as in like what they're saying versus to what they're, sucking, pause. So what do you think about that?
Wow. I never thought about that before, but that's the first time I heard that. That's crazy.
So what do you think about that? Like, if a gay preacher was speaking the word, as in like they were speaking the word fully and the spirit was in them, pause. Like,
I would say just so blasphemous.
You would scream blasphemy?
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay.
Because the reason why I would say that, just hold on for 1 second.
Okay.
The reason I would say that, now these days, a lot of Christians trying to be Christian to say anything when they know in the Bible, but not quite sure they follow God's commandment. And I believe that it's easy to say anything what you want to say, what you speak out, but it's not easy to open your heart and faith spirit to God.
So let me play the devil's advocate for a second. Prior to Paul being blinded on the road to Damascus and Christ coming to speak to him, he used to think that people saying that Christ was the Son of God was blasphemy, to the point where he used to persecute Christians, to the point where he used to help kill Christians, saying that was blasphemy. So his idea of blasphemy was changed. Do you believe that us saying those things are blasphemy can be changed at one point?
Yes, it could be changed.
Because another thing, people argue that prior to Christ coming, because we know during the time of Adam and Eve, there was only one law: do not eat from the tree.
Yeah.
Right? So they broke that law. So after Moses came, he was given the tablet with the 10 Commandments on it from God, and then we know during the book of Deuteronomy, they received additional laws, right?
Yes.
And then he had certain judges and other people that he distributed the law so that they could give the law to the people. But then when Christ came, Christ said, I am the law. Because most of the time they would say that Christ was breaking the law or went against the laws of Moses. For example, they said that this woman has fornicated according to the laws of Moses. What shall we do about her? And Jesus said, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Another time when Jesus was doing miracles on the Sabbath, they were going to crucify him as well. And then Jesus said, if your donkey or cattle was to fall into a ditch, why don't you go down and save it as well? And Christ said that. And Christ said that Sabbath was made for man, man wasn't made for the Sabbath.
That's right.
So let's say, if someone, because one day I met a gay Christian, I was speaking to him, and he was telling me nowadays it's easier to say that you're gay versus to say that you're Christian. And that goes back to what you were saying in regards to people don't take, I guess, Christ and God as seriously, but then they glorify other things, right? So is it based on the law, based on society, or based on what God says according to that?
Based off the law. And based on this, technically based off the law, because the law, so instantly to be more important for Christ, because Christ wants everybody to focus to what he wants everybody to be intense as a Christian. Now look at right now these days, the law is so not perverted in the society because people don't want to follow the law.
We're talking about the law of God, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for clearing that up, Brother Sanders.
Yes.
But my question I would like to ask you guys, and I want to see how you guys think about that. It's that when somebody don't have the opportunity to know Christ, what would be the first step that you want to engage them to see what the combine how the Seventh Adventists, how we are, and all the different Christian people?
You want to go first?
I'll go first, but before I go first, I want to just give a shout out to a couple of people. I see Fredo watching. Fredo HN, that's your man, right?
Yeah,
That's your friend, he's watching.
Watching.
Valencia Holden. Marco, salute to you. My cousin Ray. Alexandria from Philly, salute to you. What I wanted to basically say is this. I think the best way to reach someone to Christ is by your lifestyle, number one, and the way you live, the way you treat other people, and the way you love. Because that's the best way. That's the best way you can bring people to Christ. I've noticed that a track is not effective enough. Giving a track is not effective enough. Giving a person a pamphlet is not enough. Because these days, you give people a pamphlet, you give people, and I'm not saying unless God inspires you to do that, but especially with this day and age, it's you being neighborly, how you treat your neighbors, how you live, and you don't have to really be perfect in a sense where you don't have flaws. You feel me? But you have to have standards. You have to, people will respect your standards and your love. That's how you get people to receive Christ. That's how it works.
I would just say, yes, similar to what you said. Meet their needs, like meet them where they at.
Facts.
Say, for example, you see someone that's starving.
Yep.
If they're starving and you're talking to them about God, they're not going to listen to you because they're starving.
That's a fact.
Like, for example, when Christ was walking with all those people, he was like, these people have been following me for days. What have they had to eat? And the disciples said, we don't have enough to feed all these people. What are we to do? And Christ's like, no, we can't do that. Let's see the little that we have and try to multiply it by our faith. And I think that's what we can do today. Like, a lot of us, when we say, let's go help somebody, like, nah, I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that. Christ didn't have a job. He didn't have any income. He worked with the little bit that he had.
My God.
And then he made it big. And then he prayed to God every morning. Like I tell my youth every Saturday, like every morning when Christ woke up, he prayed to God for guidance, for strength, for refuge, and for power. And basically, if we call ourselves Christians, we gotta do as like Christ did, and that was to pray to God and deny self. You know? And so, with the little bit that Christ had, he prayed to his Father and he asked it to be multiplied, just like us. Us with very little, like me and Sanders, we have very little, but we always do as much as we can, and then we reach out to others, and then it multiplies and multiplies and multiplies.
That's a fact.
And that's with all of the community service initiatives that we have done. And when we do it, people are so amazed, like, how did you guys do it? Well, we mobilized the people, we saw a need, we met that need, we prayed on it, God gave our blessing, and this was the benediction that came, and through that benediction we was able to bless others. So I think that's real ministry. Like the turkey drive, perfect example. That's like 70 families that had turkeys on their table for Thanksgiving. Not only turkeys, but rice, mac and cheese, hamburger helper, canned goods, different stuff that they had. And how much people could say, wow, we helped feed 70 families, That's a huge accomplishment. So shout to everybody that donated and shout to everybody that helped during all the initiatives last year.
That's a fact. And I think right now, especially with just looking at the goals that we have in mind, getting the subscribers, getting the license, we definitely need sponsors. That's a fact. I was talking to my cousin about this yesterday. He said, I see what you guys are doing, but you guys need to connect with sponsors. And when you guys become a non-for-profit, there's a lot of things that will be done and that will continue to be done. It's just that we just want to just legitimize what we're doing. And like I said, once the funds come, we can do something. You know what I'm saying?
No, the blessing always gonna be there.
Exactly. And like I said, we don't want to, because you know, a lot of times, you know, you don't want to, you know, whoever wants to give. You feel me? But we don't want. We want to be able to have the means to make something work, which is a beautiful thing.
And then once we legitimize as a company, we start getting grants and we start getting income. We could hire other people too.
That's a fact.
And then we can help other people feed their families.
That's a fact.
That's great.
And then
That's
we're
a fact.
gonna continue. We're gonna build and we're gonna grow. You know. That's all it's about. Like you've been telling me since day one, and now that I'm keep repeating, and even Jay-Z said it: legacy, legacy, legacy. After we're gone, what are we gonna leave to our children?
That's a fact.
What can they get? Like me, most recently, I've been collecting art. Like if you could ever come to my house, you'll see so much art. Like you know, like my walls is lined up, and the most expensive pieces I put them higher up. You know, for obvious reasons. Wow. So like, you know, even when I'm gone, like, you know, the kids could take those and, you know, they'll be worth even more later on.
Smart.
And that's one way, you know, like.
But to me, I consistent because that we have the knowledge that we're capable to open ourselves as we are young people right now.
Yeah.
And I believe that God's particularly make sure each of us have a different wisdom. And you see, your wisdom as a vision, you want to show everybody like how Christ existed and how donation, how Christian you are. Your particular idea is just show that how pastor you are, how honestly you want to show people the word, how to follow God's commitment. Mine is could be a little different, but why I'm saying that right now is because that I'm so worried about the youth more than the parents and the adults, because the youth is a part of people in the future.
No, they're actually the church of now.
Technically, they're supposed to be the one cover.
That's right. It's true.
And my guarantee is not because I have to be shown that I'm perfect, I'm better. My guarantee is just show them that where is the direction you want to go. It's good to have education. I have no problem with that. It's good for you to walk on the street, have a good friend. I have no problem with that either. But what is your goal as a Christian? That's a question I always ask myself all the time. Why do I decide to become a Christian if I don't have a job, a ministry to put myself out? What is my point of view to stay in bounds? Just only spend my time, you know, be on Instagram, Snapchat, and look at all the people's life history, while I see my life to grow in the future when I have my own future children, to get them ready, how to put them in a positivity conflicts. The thing you guys are doing is so inspiring me, because this is the reason I want to be in that show. Being in that show is just that be connected. This show is not just only to speaking that I know, it's to speaking what you guys telling me. It's giving a message to provide others. And that message you guys just giving to me, like example, you talk about the turkey part, he's talking about how he just see the blessing God gave it to him, he had to grow with it. It just provide me like, maybe I should just get this message and pull my mind how to culture others to see that, listen, those two guys I'm been talking to a long time on Facebook, they have the prosperity of some ideas. I want you guys to watch this and see how to provide it, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, of course. Because I think the most important commodity I feel like in this world is people. And I feel like I was at the same point as you were in regards to what can I do in regards to ministry, you know? Because I can say honestly, guys, and I'm going to look at the camera when I say this, I wasn't a fan of a lot of these preachers or pastors.
Before you go further, hold on. What do you think a minister represents?
A minister to me represents someone that knows the Bible, as in they know the Bible and they could apply it practically to everyday life, where other people, say for example, you never read the Bible a day in your life, I can say a story from the Bible, I'm like, okay, this is a person, not even using the name of the people in the Bible, just a story, and give you a lesson from it, where you're like, okay, I understand what you're coming from. That's how I see it. But some people, they abuse the pulpit, they use it for different reasons. There's too much politics at times. Sometimes people are just doing it for popularity. sometimes people doing it for the wrong reasons. Excuse me.
Because we're not, it's just that we are here to be convert ourselves to what we, how the experience we have in today. Let's say about the society right now. What is the biggest thought that we could do a change? The biggest ideas.
There's a lot of things that we could be doing, we should be doing.
But so far you already done a lot so far.
I mean, like I said, in all honesty, I mean, with everything that has been done, in all honesty, I just want to just take it to the next level.
Exactly.
I think
it's just the beginning.
I
man.
think 75. I think 300 codes. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think that's like anything that's, like I said, I was talking to somebody about this. You know, anything that's given, that you give, even if it's one person, that's good. That's great. That's good. But for the vision that God has given us, I want to just take it to the next level. So I'm just waiting for.
It's like the other day, right?
Yes.
We gave away 70 turkeys, and I was talking to you. I said Birdman gave away 1,000 turkeys the other day.
Yeah.
You know, 2,000 turkeys.
Yeah.
You know,
Why not 10,000? Why not 30,000? Why not 50,000? You know what I'm saying?
Why not 1,000 coats? Because people think 300 coats is a lot. 300
It's a lot.
coats
I mean,
went by in like 45 minutes.
It is a lot.
Those things are a lot. But if you have if you give 50,000 items away, that's a lot of people that you can bring to Christ that can come to your church. My thing is that, you know, I think it's just thinking big. So right now I'm just waiting for us to transition. To becoming a non-for-profit. I'm just waiting, because ministry costs.
Yeah.
It costs money to make things happen.
Costs a lot.
And once you have vision, you have God, you have money, you can make something. You can make definitely something work. That's a definite. So I'm just waiting for that before we transition into the next initiative that we want to do.
But to answer your question, basically, my idea came from our previous pastor, Pastor Wilfred, and he was like, we young people use the skills that young people have that the older generation don't have. And one of the skills that, like, he brought the camera to the church. He was the first one to bring the camera to the church. He said, record yourself and put it on the internet. And he had one of those old cameras, like them big box-shaped cameras, but we still have them in the church now. So when I used it and I put the first video online, it took a year for 1,000 people to view it. It took a year to get 1,000 views. Now we could do 1,000 views in a couple of days, right?
A couple of days.
Yeah. So
Oh my God.
So from the videos, the ministry started growing, and then I put them on YouTube, and then I was like, okay, now that I got this following, now that I got this popularity, I'm not trying to preach in the church every week, because all this popularity came off of just 2 sermons. I only did 2 sermons like a few years ago. And then I was like, okay, what can I do next? Because we was doing youth days, and we would promote the youth days like how we promote parties, because when I was younger, I used to go to parties a lot. So we used to do the flyers, invite other people to sing, other people that's known within the community. Shout out to Sammy Toussaint and Blue Angels. He connected me to a lot of people. And then I was like, all right, what can I do next? What can I do next? And then I hooked up with Sanders, and then me and Sanders did the show in the basement, and that was like almost a year ago. And so from the basement, we here in the Real Word Studio.
That's a fact. It's all about consistency. It's all about consistency. It's all about progressiveness, and also to faith, and also to never forget humble beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You always got to start somewhere. A lot of these big companies like Apple.
Apple started in the garage.
Amazon, garage. You got to start in humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? It's about progression. Hey, you never know what's going to happen in the next 6 months when we come a non-for-profit. Like I said,
how about 2 months?
Yo, you just never know. You just never know. I just know.
I'm sure I'm gonna pray for you guys. In 2 months.
Yes, I just know for next time. Like I said, we're just claiming just the financial wealth to come, so we can do some real things.
You see the situation. If you're concerned about the financial,
No.
that's God's hand.
That's God's hand. But the thing is, like I said, you gotta have vision, but you need the back. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
Because I'm around the $1 million man, So, I'm not denying it, man. I'm just I'm just waiting on the Lord.
Yeah.
And I'm believing on the Lord,
That's good,
and
that's
I
good.
know that God is going to do some big things. I'm not even denying that
That's
at
good.
all.
That's good.
Yes. But I heard that you guys are moving soon.
Who's moving?
The church.
Oh, because we're in the process of merging with another
Yeah,
church.
that's what
and
I'm
then
thinking
two
too.
other churches.
Okay.
Because they're trying to buy like a mega church. This church is like in the millions of dollars,
Okay.
you know? So it's going to be, let me see, we already merged with Les Amis in the past. We're going to merge with another church and then two other churches. So it's going to be like about 5 churches together to make
Alright.
one church.
I mean, it was fun to say.
Yeah, because remember, the church now, Jordan River, was 2 churches that merged to make Jordan River. So that's already 2.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I didn't remember that.
That makes
Yeah,
perfect
yeah.
sense.
So it's like 5 churches together, so we can have enough capital and income to buy like one mega church. Like the building we're gonna buy is bigger than like it's bigger than Hebron almost. Yeah, it is bigger than
Yeah.
Hebron. It's a big place. So
Pastor Piz in the building. What's good, my guy?
How are you? How are you?
Shout out.
I wanted to ask you guys a question. How you feel about these high school? I'm eager about this generation. How you guys feel about the high school students that went outside and just said, I'm not going to school today. I'm going to speak
That's
against
a
gun
good
violence. How you
question.
guys feel about that?
I love that
I think
question.
that's beautiful. You heard about that, right, Pastor Pierre?
What?
You know about that, right?
Students who
Just walked out across
yes.
America.
Yeah.
How you guys feel
Yeah.
about that?
So, I saw one video recently about the teacher that actually had the gun in the classroom and the gun
Yeah.
accidentally went off and it shot
Mercy.
a person. I feel like, okay, guns don't kill people, people kill people. As in, like, if a gun is just laying there, it won't kill you. I feel like in regards to security, guns are for use. As in, like, a police officer can't really do his job without a gun. They
That's a
can,
fact.
but at the same time, if a criminal has a gun, it's over for the security guard or the police officer. If you're transporting money and someone comes up to you and they try to rob you, you have no gun, they have a gun, it's over for you. I think there's a time and place for everything. I think if you're at war and someone's shooting at you, you need a gun. Like, in those type of situations. I think guns have no place in school.
That's a fact.
Unless, like, there's a police officer in the school that has a gun.
But a lot of these,
It just-
but a lot of these shootings that are being done, though, I don't see like urban neighborhoods really having that problem because of the mere fact that we have metal detectors.
Oh,
You
yeah,
see what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, we always have metal
we have,
detectors.
from like urban areas. I just feel like
But they in urban areas for a reason because urban areas are known for gun violence.
that's a fact.
Outside of
That's
the
a
school.
fact. That's a fact. That's a
fact.
fact.
That's really fact.
But my thing is that with Caucasian folk, they're more violent.
That's true.
They're more violent than us. If you want to be honest.
That's why I hate the most. They always think the black person or the one have the most high violence.
No, it's the white person. The white
They
person.
they always find a way.
Listen. Historically speaking, even with Europe,
They always
before
find
they
a
even
way to
went
make
in
sure
and
the
conquered,
black
try to
one
conquer
always has some
Asia,
part of
conquer
violence.
Africa. They use war for sport. You know what I'm saying?
You could tell part of the history. Like I'll be really honest with that because
We just- yeah.
that's something I always be uncomfortable. When I've been in high school, I learned the history. Half the history have been removed. And I'm gonna be honest with that.
It's his story.
Thank
It's
you.
his story. Put together. His story.
You know, it's so crazy to even add to that. What you're saying, there's an archaeologist said this yesterday. He said any historian or archaeologist who makes statements that they know how to build the pyramid, that's a lie. Because there's people in history who claim they know how to build pyramids.
That's true.
But the thing is that it's never been duplicated.
You never been.
You see what I'm saying?
That's the same.
So-
the same thing happened. What's that in the Bible again?
What's that?
The bell. It's not bell. What's this?
What's that?
Something from the Bible.
Which book? Tower of Babel.
There we go. Tower of Babel.
You're the Tower of Babel.
Almost like the way like the guy would try to build the tower to go on in the sky.
To
Then
reach
he's gonna
God.
reach into the heaven,
Yeah.
but he never made it. And God know that's not gonna be existed.
That's right.
I believe that's what the world trying to do. The world trying to do. They want to be toppers, head over God's kingdom. Just want to hide all the secrecy of God's real truth.
In a sermon I did, I compared the Tower of Babel to NASA. You see how they use the Tower of Babel to say that they wanted to reach God, and that to like almost to say that they're higher than God, as in a mark. But if you see today, all of these countries around the world are fighting to see who has the tallest tower in their country.
And you can see that right now.
Yeah, and
My God.
even so, when they created NASA and they claimed that they, not say claim, that they shot the spaceship into the air, the first thing that astronaut said, he said, I looked, I couldn't find heaven. Almost to say that, okay, we made it to space and they said heaven is above, but there's no heaven. But then we know at one point most of the rockets that were shot into the air, a lot of them blew up once they hit the air, once they hit the atmosphere. And that's why NASA like closed off for a little bit, but then they went private, because at one time they were public, then they went private. And now who knows what they do now. But yeah.
But that's what I'm trying to understand, like about the water, what happened to the water center, and when they're trying to do one water center, you try to make it more taller. I mean, my mom think like, do they destroy those two to make a longest one to go to top of the heaven? And that's why I'm trying to ask another question, because I'm trying to figure it out based how the history from the Bible and the society we live in now is connect the same thing, but it confuse you how it's gonna look.
Yeah, of course. This is what this OGO always told me. He said that you can't reinvent the wheel. Everything that's going on in the world happened already. It's just happening in a different time. There's different characters with different names, and the setting might be different and the materials might be different, but it's the same people doing the same thing over and over.
So that mean right now,
again.
there's no peace on this planet. People are just gonna say there's peace, but there's nothing gonna be working unless they just put brainwash in your mind, make you thinking that's what we're gonna go somewhere.
There was never peace on earth since the first sin. I mean,
That's
there's
right.
genocide going on right now. People getting killed. There's slavery happening right now in Libya.
There was these girls in Nigeria that's missing right now too.
Yeah.
And also to add on too, they say that they're like black people who are just missing. Like a good amount of black people right now is missing.
Yeah. I mean,
Go ahead, my brother.
no, for a lot of different reasons. Some people are like organ harvesting. Some people are being kidnapped.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Some girls are
heard
being
about
raped.
that.
Yeah, that's going on in Haiti too. They
I
also
hear about
found
that.
out too that there was a big prostitution ring with the UN messing with the girls in the tents in Haiti and everything like that. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. But good news, I'm hearing that Haiti, they're making plans to do Venkat sur Venkat lights, which is beautiful. I'm hearing some good stuff about. You heard about that?
Is that gonna be in the radio or something?
No. I mean, well, you know, Jovenel, he has his Facebook page,
Okay.
and he's showing you that of what he's doing. He's actually, you know, they're building roads. Haiti is going to is actually gonna be #1 soon when it comes to tourism,
Great.
because they have a lot of resorts in
wow.
Haiti. I'm telling you guys, if you guys want to invest,
That's great.
invest in Haiti, man.
That's great.
I'm telling you guys, things are about to change.
Yeah, it's about to change quickly.
Real soon. The way it's looking.
That's why we need to change our style right now, real soon as possible.
Yeah, real soon things are gonna change. You know.
So let's go back to sin, right? Because
Yeah.
that's what you want to
Yeah,
talk about.
yeah.
So in regards to today's world, I think the biggest issue that we face today is the fact that we live in a fast food world almost, where everybody wants to do everything fast. Live fast, die young, fast cars, fast women, fast money, fast drugs, fast everything. And so living fast oftentimes come with crime or with sin. But so that they won't feel any accountability from those things, a lot of people, they deny God or they diminish God. And back to what you were saying in regards to the youth, I feel like a lot of youth don't want to step up. It's because of the things that they're doing outside of church. Like, what do you guys think about that?
This is what I feel. I feel like a lot of young people now. I'm gonna talk about. Let's go outside of church. Let's just take church out for a spectrum.
Okay.
I feel like with the gun violence that's going on, I feel like a lot of young people want to get involved in their community, want to get involved in speaking against injustice. Because you see a lot of young people that are doing phenomenal things. Now, in regards to in a spectrum of Seventh-day Adventism, I feel that a lot of young people are not motivated. Maybe it's because they're not getting opportunity. And because they're not getting opportunity, that's the reason why they're not being vocal. You follow me?
Yeah.
And there are those who just don't want to just do the work. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to just encourage young people in our church, especially with everything that's going on, especially with Trump being in office. We need to be doing more. We need to be getting involved more. We need to be helping more. We need to be empowering more. There's so much that needs to be done, that can be done. Yesterday I just met with the Jamaica, the Queens, the Queens faction of the NAACP. And they talked about right now the biggest thing that we need to really challenge. And he wants to come to the show, talk about prison reform. And I think that we just, as leaders, we just need to motivate the young people. Because like I said, when I was growing up, I didn't see leaders doing different drives. I didn't see leaders, doing different things that we have been doing. You understand? And I think that people need to see that. And that's why we're building.
Yeah.
When they see that, hopefully they can get involved as well too. And trust me, there's a few leaders that are Adventists that are about their business, but we just need to motivate the people more because unfortunately, when you're rich and you're clothed, when you're rich, you don't think you're poor. When you're clothed, you don't think you're naked. You know what I'm saying? When you think you're fed, you don't think that you need. We have the money. Our church have the money.
Yeah.
It's just that we just need to motivate the people to understand this is the motto, this is the aim, this is the objective. Not by just saying it through speech, but by through action.
By action.
So what you think, John?
But to me, what I was thinking like that, to what you said about motivation, encouragement, the number one critic that I believe the church being given the youth all the time is criticizing. The problem with the criticize is because it's how you judge the kid. The kid gonna think you don't like who they are.
Yeah.
Without even get the prosper, give them the chance to how to correct them. Then when I mean correct them, it's not like you tell them, oh, that clothes you're wearing is not for church. That's not how you judge a human being. Because learn something. The brain have two sides. This conscious mind, this subconscious mind. When you say something, they hear what you said, but the other subconscious mind gives them another information to hold back them thinking you're judging against them. You see what I mean? So for us to be build the youth a little stronger, is two possible reasons I would think. Give them the ability the way they want to see how they want to work with God's future themselves. That's one. Two, it's give them chance to them to speak. So whatever they want to see themselves to grow and to see it to follow God's commitment, not to end up stuck in the society, whether they have to stuck by God's hand and by God's plan, that will be an opportunity for them to discuss whatever they got to discuss. Because right now, the reason why you see the youth have difficulty time for the church, it's not because they don't want to be in the church. It's not because they want to participate in the church.
They want to get involved.
Exactly.
They want to get involved.
They do love to get involved.
They want to get involved.
They love to do it. Like example, Richard have given them example about Moses. That time I was listening to them, and they were paying attention exactly. Richard was described
But
the
you see
idea.
how passionate I was.
Exactly how passionate he was, and they would listen to him.
Them.
They take their time to listen to him. He did not give them any criticism against them. He gave them exactly what the Bible provide for them to provide the same journey.
And that's into it.
Exactly. It just came into it.
What's so crazy? I want to even commend the Federation. I heard that this past Friday, this Saturday was very successful in regards to service-wise. I just want to commend the Franco-Haitian Federation for just doing
shout out to Franco-Haitian.
A phenomenal job.
Shout out to Daniel, shout out to Jessica, shout out to
like
Jonathan.
I said, it's always going to take the 20%. That's, the 20%.
But it shouldn't be few because there's a lot of us.
It should be more.
It's a lot of us.
It should be more than coming.
It's a lot of us.
It is what it is.
It's a lot of us. So.
Like I said, the 20%, the 20% doesn't want to be criticized. I mean, no, not 20%. The 80% don't want to be criticized because, like I said, when you're a leader, it comes with, it comes with it. It comes with it. But like I said, we gotta motivate. We gotta encourage. We gotta show, and let people know, hey, listen, get involved.
But I think a lot of the youth, a lot of them have low self-esteem from where they feel like if they're not good enough to do certain things, and sometimes.
Let me answer that.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a good thing you saying that, but I don't think they feel low
Self-esteem.
yeah, low self-esteem because they don't think they could do it. It's just because they don't want to hear the criticism against them. You see what I mean? Like I could give example.
Yeah,
Remember one time, I know it's kind of disturbing saying
No,
that.
no, 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 you go. It's the real word.
I was passing in the bathroom. You asked one of the guys, I want you to pray. In the stage, he said, "No, I don't want to pray." Like, I want you to pray. Why you don't want to pray? I don't want to pray. But it's not that he don't want to. It's just that he's thinking whatever he's gonna say in the prayer, what they're gonna tell who he is.
Or probably his dad
It's-
gonna be like, "Oh, you
There
got
we
this,
go.
that.
You see?
Oh, why you did
So,
this,
so,
why
so
you
you
did
gotta
that?"
think, because you gotta think what the youth thinking. Don't think how you give them result. Think what they're thinking, what's locking them not to be get close to Christ. Because me, there's a youth like that. He told me if I didn't speak to him, he didn't know how to come to Christ because he make a lot of mistakes in his life. That every time he come to church, he don't want to pray. He don't want to be around the church, but he decided to be in church for one reason because he
Somebody's
loves
liking
Christ.
that part.
It's just he love Christ.
Somebody's liking it on Facebook.
You know what I mean? But it's good to love Christ. But when you love Christ, it's not just you show up just people because people have telling you things. Let people talk. Whatever they're talking is not gonna give inspiring your life to be destroyed. Because that's why Christ is here for a reason. Christ is gonna motivate your mind, clean whatever you thinking, what they say to you, and provide your spirit to a different dimension. To me, I see him. His spirit is a bit low because he's scared. What the parents, you know how Haitian are. Haitian love to talk and they love to say something.
Oh.
Even though you try the best you can't. And the strongest idea
Somebody's
that
liking
you know
this
God
constantly.
be given to you. And they always find a way to just diss the children down. And that's why they always have some mental themselves. Honestly, it's almost like mental disorder because you make the kid thinking like, am I worthy to be in class church? Am I worthy to be preaching? Am I worthy to capable to do it? Because you're not showing them to be feel worthy. Because if you want them to be worthy, your job is to like, listen, let me help you out. Let me give you the possibility that you could do that. Let me show you what the Bible could show. Even though they're not interested, just keep the passivity. Sooner or later, the subconscious mind gonna give them some information how to provide that. You see what I mean? That's why I believe that the consequence of sin is just that we don't know what we could choose. We could choose Christ, but we could choose the world. But the world is so sweet because the devil knows exactly what
There's nothing.
certified.
There's nothing in the world, man. There's
You
nothing
know?
that could.
Exactly. There's
Everything. Everything is temporary.
There never be nothing in the world because
Everything is
we
temporary.
so blinded what we see. We so blinded. Because me, I remember when I was. Oh, I'm gonna give you an example of my lifetime because that's gonna help most of the youth to understand. On my lifetime, when I was young, when I was 14, 15 years old, and that time I was in Haiti, and my mother always told me that you have to wake up in the morning and pray. I didn't mind to pray, but sometimes I don't want to pray. I pray because I'm awake, thank God, and I just pray whatever I pray. Next day, I want to pray because God already know I pray. But my problem that I have myself, I put that I believe God know my prayer without my belief spiritually to Christ. Because Christ not choosing somebody to pray just because you could pray how you feel like it, how you want it to be, but you don't have faith against him. That's the problem we have. We don't have faith against Christ.
Let me ask you guys a question, right? The other day we were doing something, right?
Yeah.
And then we needed someone to pray. And the person said that they did not want a youth to pray because they felt that a youth's prayer wouldn't be as strong as an adult's prayer. So they wanted someone that could give a
That's not
strong
true.
prayer.
That's not true.
Do y'all believe that it depends on age?
No.
Or is there such thing
No.
as a stronger prayer,
I disagree.
or is there a such thing as your prayer being stronger than someone else's
See,
prayer?
now you're gonna make me go to the Bible. I disagree with that. When Jesus was preaching, do they say that because Jesus' age is 12 years old, you're not supposed to preach on
The Pharisees.
yeah, the Pharisee everything?
Yeah.
Do they just tell Jesus not to preach because you're 12 years old, you don't even know anything about the Bible? No. Why you have to allow to tell a kid cannot pray just because of part of the age? Because you try this them to show them that they're not ready, but they are ready because The reason why they're not ready, because you discard them, the mind, for them not to think they are available.
Now you know why I be harassing that kid in the bathroom.
But you again his mind. You again on his mind. But it's not your fault, because you know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
trying to get him to get close to it. But that's not the best way to get him close to it, because the more you're gonna keep saying, what are you gonna say? No, no, no. You get on my nerve. That's what he's saying.
No.
But it's not about to get him on his nerve.
I deal with all of them, and they say no until they say yes. They'll be like,
No, they have to say yes. You know why? Because you got so much on them. They don't have no less spirit to continue. They're like, you know what? Yes, I'll do it.
And once they do it once, then they can do it twice.
Exactly.
Do it 3 times. Do it 4 times.
But soon they're gonna get used to it. You know why? Because you give them the encouragement.
Yeah.
Like he said, the encouragement is the powerful part, because you make them feel so comfortable that the parents can't even do.
Yeah. I mean, I like the kids. I like the youth a lot. Like even on Saturday mornings, I wake up 6, 7 in the morning just to make it to church on time and do the morning lesson with them and do the Bible study with them. And sometimes we steer away from, like, say for example, we start with the lesson book, but say for example we encounter something from real life. Like say for example we talk about stewardship, and they'll ask a question like, how can we display stewardship in real life? And I'll speak to them like, okay, how do you help somebody? Some people like, I don't like to help people. I'm like, why not? Because I don't have the money for that. Okay, you don't have to have money for that. You can help them in another way. You can help them cross the street. You can help somebody fix something at their house. You can help them clean. And they're like, okay, and then that'll dive deeper into a deeper conversation. Then I'll get to know them, and then I'll give them personal experience. Like I had one kid at my church, like he said, I asked them one Saturday morning, if you was youth leader, what would you do different? And one kid was like, I'll get money. I said, get money how? He said, oh, I'll make them all sell drugs. And I was like, okay, sell drugs how? He said, oh, I would get drugs. I would get money. I said, how would you get money to buy drugs? I said, because there's only 2 ways that you would get drugs. You can either use your own money or get it on consignment. And consignment, if you don't pay back, then you're going to end up dead. He didn't even know what consignment was. And I was like, consignment is credit. And I said, so how would you get the money? He said, oh, I'll buy the drugs with my parents' credit card. I said, so you're going to buy drugs with credit cards? Which drug dealer going to take your credit card, first of all? And now you got a paper trail. So, like, as I started to break it down to him, because I have experience with these things, and he did not know this, so, like, everybody's just looking at him like, wow. And I'm like, okay, are you good with math? Because you're going to have to know ounces, you're going to have to know pounds, you're going to have to do all these things, and you're going to have to add, you're going to have people working for you. Are you good with people skills? Are you good with business? Are you good with calculations and things of that nature? Because you're going to be running a business.
There's a science to it, bro.
And then it was
It's a science.
and then the rest of the class like, I don't want to sell drugs. That sounds hard. I'm like, yeah, because everybody thinks you sell drugs, it's fast money, it's easy. Like selling drugs is not easy, bro.
It's not easy.
And I'm like, these kids say things that they think they know, but they don't really know.
That's
But unless
the
someone comes with the knowledge and they're like, okay, sit down, let me really break this down to you and take their time, then that's when they really understand. And I feel like that's where a lot of leaders lack. Like, how are you going to teach somebody something that you've never lived? And the first thing that they say, what do you know about my life? You haven't been there before, so what do you know?
It's not about to connect to get to know the person's life. It's about to connect the person's spirit, to provide a different way, the way they're thinking. That's not the way they're supposed to think.
Yeah.
Your clue is just that you won't try to get on his spirit, because he's a human being. He's gonna say what he gotta say, because that's what he sees between his eyes.
Yeah.
That's why our body, our flesh, are the sin part, and our spirit health is the one who keep hold us not to be sin. That's why I said consequence sin is just something that we try to determine ourselves to get away from it. Whether we have somebody have a strong spirit, encourage the one who have a wicked spirit. You see what I mean? So to myself, like, okay, to myself right now, the way I see the society right now, I could see people who's not Christian out there want to stop do the sin they've been doing. I see people who come to me, tell me like, oh, you're a Christian, you're Seventh Adventist, please pray for me. Help me to, it's so difficult for them that they want to be with Christ, but they don't know how to do it.
It's hard for a lot of people to pray.
That's what I said. That's our job, to change our perspective, to help the ones out there who doesn't know that we have the mental intelligence and wisdom God gave us to be provided. And that's why I always so scared about the youth in church.
Do you know a lot of people in church is scared to pray for people outside of church?
That's true.
Some people lack faith to the point where if they stand in front of somebody outside and pray for them, they scared to even close their eyes to pray. Because they might be scared that somebody might hit them in the face while their eyes are closed. I remember one time I seen a drunkard on the street, and he was drunk to the point where he couldn't stand still. His face was bloodshot, red, because he was Spanish. His face was red, his eyes were yellow, and he was drooling. He was sitting there, and I'm like, "What's wrong with you, sir?" He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You're drunk," because he came and asked me for $1. I was like, "You didn't stop drinking because you're killing yourself." He said, "So let me die because I don't want to live anymore." I said, "Why not?" He said, "Because I don't want to live anymore." I said, "Why not?" He said, "Look at me. Look at me." I said, "I'm seeing you, but just because you feel like you're near your end, you're not done yet. You still have a chance, and you drinking is going to kill yourself, but you have the ability to save yourself."
Amen.
I said, you could be a great man." He said, "I used to be a great man." I said, "You're still a great man. And you still got time. As long as you got time, you could change and you could be better."
Amen.
He said, "I started drinking because my son died." And that's where we tapped into it. You see how much lanes I had to go past in order to get to that.
Yes.
He said my son died.
That's the wisdom.
And he said, after my son died, I felt like dying myself. And then I turned to alcohol to numb the pain. I said, alcohol is not going to numb your pain, because after the alcohol is done, after you sober up, you're still going to feel the same pain. And you're either going to deal with the pain or look for more alcohol. And that's how you become an addict. He was like, "Yeah, you're right." And I said, "Okay." And I said, "I'm not going to give you $1, but I'm going to pray with you." And then I said, "Do you want me to pray with you?" He said, "Yeah, pray with me." And I prayed with him. And then for those few seconds while we was praying, after he was praying, he found peace. And I said, "Okay, sir, go home. Like, just go home." He said, "All right, thank you very much." And that's a random man on the corner.
Yes, amen for that.
You know?
Amen.
But not a lot of Christians would have that heart, you know? Because there's some people who claim to be gangster. They'll run up to you, punch you in your face, beat you, rob you, and do all that.
Trust me, they don't want to.
But you ask them to pray, they can't. They can't. Why is that?
Because they feel that they don't understand the power of repentance. They don't understand the power of confession.
Amen.
They don't understand the power of restoration. They don't understand the power of forgiveness. They don't understand the power of salvation. So that's why they live by moment by moment. That's why they call it the fast life. But when you show them otherwise, they're like, "Yo, God's forgiveness is real." I've had guys who's in the street life, who you say, and you explain to them the forgiveness of God, and they're baffled by that because they're not used to that. So, man, the love of God is real. My prayer for everybody who's watching tonight is to try Him, experience Him. You will never be the same.
Amen.
Again.
It's a blessing. But that's a good thing to share that with you guys. And I appreciate it. Each of you guys' ideas, each of you guys' wisdom, and I wish everybody to be understand that as well too. Because while we, as a youth leader, we are right now, we're supposed to be step our game, basically. And the way I'm seeing right now is not because the youth don't want to or don't need to. It's just they need somebody to be there. And the way I see you do in the church, and I would inspire you, the way you idea, the way you speak it to them, the way you approach them, and the way you give them the confidence for them to be open their eyes, even though they haven't there yet. I'm not gonna judge anybody, or I'm not gonna say anything against them, but I want them to feel like they're not alone. I want them to see, like, you know, we have other brothers who could combine whatever situation you get into and whatever you have your life being evaluated to whatever the devil try to hold you in. You know what? That's why I did a test one time at school, and I put a Bible here, I put a cell phone here, and I pulled my Bible I'm reading, and there was a lady passing that told me, like, "Why you took the Bible instead I took the cell phone and set my Bible in there?" I said, "Let me guarantee you this. Why do you think I took the Bible? Because that's where God created first. God did not suffer, was not existent."
And the cell phone was distracting.
There we go. So the minute I'm being the Bible on the cell phone, what will be the first thing gonna go next? I might jump onto Facebook.
Or somebody might text you.
There we go. So that's the conspiracy from what the devil does. The devil know, yes, you could have said, "I'll put the Bible for you." It's not a problem. Computers there, I give it to you. But the scripture is more consistent to that you could use that. That you not get anything around you distracting, that you feel the spirit with Christ with you at the same time to whatever you want Christ to speak to you back. To myself, is how I see the generation look. The generation have two sides. One side is that we're gonna follow God the way we want it and the way we have to do it. The other side, we have to follow what the word is at the same time when you choose God, but God knows you're not choosing Him currently. At the same time, you still enjoy the word side. To my process, the reason why I choose the consequence of sin, because that's something we can't get rid of. That's something that we still haven't let go yet. That's something I believe that I'm focused the most, like to get the youth to understand why certain things we can't do. But I'm not forcing you to not to do it, but I will help you understand why you're not supposed to do it.
Yeah, and it's hard. Like Paul said, that of which I don't want to do, I do, and that I don't want to do, I don't do. And even Paul prayed about it, to take this away from me. And God said, my grace is sufficient, for in times of weakness my strength is made perfect. So turn on to the Lord and just pray and have faith in your prayer, because faith is the pathway to salvation, which is the pathway to Christ. So guys, to close out, what's your final thoughts, Brother Sanders?
Yes, Brother Sanders.
I'm just excited, man.
I feel like you're so quiet today.
Man, listen, because you had a lot to say. I came in when I had to come in, and I listened when I had to listen. But I'm just excited for what God...
I would love to talk more, but since we're going to close today, I don't mind.
Yeah. We spoke a lot. But that's what it's about. Because like I said, in order for you to be a great speaker, you need to be a great listener. Yeah. I'm just excited for what God is about to do through the show. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah. And I would love that show continue forever, ever, even until I die. Because I love it.
By that time we'll get an apprentice. By that time. Yeah, so fast.
It's like Elijah and Elijah.
Moses, Elijah.
Yeah, of course. Closing thoughts for you. Anything you want to say to the people?
My thought for the people is just that don't give up to whatever you have around you, and this show is very important for everybody to have the chance to get an opportunity. Any question, anything you like to discuss, those are the two brothers, those are with the Spirit of God. These guys are ready to answer. They are ready to give it the most message they have in themselves, and I would love you guys to have the attention to that. That's my message.
Amen. I'll be preaching this Saturday at, I don't want to say the wrong church. I'll post the information on Facebook. Thank you to everybody for supporting the show. Thank you for everybody that's been supporting the ministry. Thank you all for your continued support. We thank you all for watching tonight. We see you next week. If you want to donate to the show, www.gofundme/TheRealWord. That's www.gofundme/TheRealWord. And that's about it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Real Word on YouTube. Thank you. And good night, everybody.
Take care.
Beautiful.